I'm so glad you're watching this video, and I hope that you'll be glad for taking a couple minutes to watch this video too. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm the director of the National Alliance for Targeted Parents. We are a grassroots group of parents who are fighting to protect and to save our children from their other parent who has a severe, relationally destructive mental illness. It's usually narcissistic and/or borderline personality disorder, but it can be others. Those parents are very abusive and they will never take responsibility for their behavior. So they find someone, happens to be us, to target, to blame and punish for all the bad things that happen in their lives. They make our lives a living hell. And then when we try to divorce them to protect our children, then they really escalate and they isolate and use our children as emotional weapons against us. For targeted parents, December usually sucks. Everything reminds us of our pain and our losses, the torture of what we're missing out on and where we need to be and what we need to do. And I don't think there's anything I can say to targeted parents to make them feel any better right now. But I can give you couple of reasons to have a little bit of hope. And what I do to keep myself going each year is in December, I take some time and I look back through the past year and I find things that I can be grateful for. Sometimes it's a pretty pathetic list, but I've gotten better. And I want to tell you about 3 things that I'm grateful for in 2017. One is that I turned 60 years old last year. And not only am I glad that I made it this far, but I'm really starting to like who I am becoming. I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm more courageous, and I'm more compassionate, even with me, than I have ever been before. And let me give you a great example. This just happened. I was hired as an expert witness in a traditional high-conflict divorce case. And for 3 years, the lawyers, especially the GAL, the court have done everything wrong. Here's the best part, is the GAL is scared to death of me. Me. And only because I'm 5 foot nothing. I'm not, I'm just a parent. But he knows I can expose him for his incompetence and a lot more. And when we came out of that courtroom, here's the thing that I was really surprised about, is that my anger was, and I love this word, palpable. And I didn't hesitate or hold back when I confronted the lawyer in the hallway. I don't even know what I said, but it was all right. And it was silent, and there was no getting around the fact that I was right. And I felt so powerful at that point, so empowered. I've never felt like that before in my life. I've always been conflict aversion. I run away from conflict. I hide. And now I'm building up enough of my authentic self to confront things when they're wrong. And that's just exactly what I need. The second thing that I am really grateful for in 2017 is that I made 2 new best friends. I feel like I've known these 2 women forever. I just love their company. They are a source of inspiration and motivation and resiliency for me. Our friendships, of course, are grounded in our shared experience of all this trauma and our recovery and our commitment to do whatever it takes to end this nightmare for targeted parents as soon as we can. And the third thing that I am very grateful for this year is that I've gotten a clearer vision of what it's going to take in order to stop narcissistic and borderline parents from destroying their families. We know we can't do it by ourselves. And we know nobody else is going to do it for us. So here's the plan. Eventually, Child Protective Services, what I call CPS, they're going to have to acknowledge and respond to child psychological abuse by narcissistic and borderline parents. It's the number one unaddressed public health issue in this country. The federal mandates are already working their way through the system. We are still going to encourage targeted parents to file child abuse reports whenever they're in a high conflict family court case, and we're going to develop a template with all of the scientific information already in there for CPS, so that you'll just have to fill in some of the blanks with your names and some of the incidences and things like that. They may not be able to do anything with it, but we need to keep the pressure on. I mean, I filed with CPS 7 times. The first 5 were thrown away. The second 2, I got smarter and I walked all the way up to the director of CPS, and they always agreed with me, is yes, your children are being psychologically or emotionally abused, and they put them in the data bank, but they didn't know what to do with it then. They will. In the meantime, though, we hope to reach the greatest number of families by getting well-trained child and family advocates into high conflict family court. For quite a while, I thought this would be family court lawyers, that we could just train them on how to resolve these cases, and then somehow they would all know how to do that, and you would know that they're competent to do that. And because this is the only opportunity family law is ever going to have to clean up their really bad reputation, and they could be American heroes for children and families. But my experience and the research that I've been doing for the past dozen years tells me that even if we give family court lawyers everything they need to resolve these cases, they're not going to take it. So I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket. The knowledge on how to resolve high conflict family court cases is not rocket science. Anyone can learn it and anyone can use it. Our problem is trying to navigate this convoluted maze of forms and procedures in family court. That's what trips most of us up. So we need to partner with someone who can help us do that. The logical choice is divorce coaches and maybe paralegals. There are others, but people in the system who know the system that are interested in really making a difference. 80% of all the people going into family court now are pro se. I don't recommend that targeted parents go completely pro se. It's really too difficult. But it does make sense for targeted parents to know and be able to hire competent and caring professionals who will resolve their case instead of spending money hand over fist with a lawyer that is not really interested in ending the case. This initiative we're calling End Family Court Trauma. It's a huge undertaking, but somebody's got to do it. And it might as well be us, and it might as well be now. So keep your eyes open for End Family Court Trauma coming to a family court near you. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye now.